Guido Romero from Il Sole 24 Ore.
Guido Romeo, yes, Il Sole 24 Ore.
Yeah, my question, 2 weeks ago I was at the Perugia International Journalism Festival and got two very different impressions of blogging from two very old hands in journalism. One was Sergio Romano and the other was Seymour Hersh. Now Sergio said that blogs represent a random spiteful wave of scandal and chatter, whereas Hersh was a lot more positive. He said, you know, this is where social revolution will be if it comes, and this is the future. So what's your impressions on that?
Well, I must confess that I'm a writer, I'm a reporter, but also a blogger, so I sort of see both, see two worlds. I think both Romano and Hersh are right. It's just that we should define what we're looking at when we're talking about blogs. Of course, blog is a personal expression of one individual or a few individuals. Mm-hmm. So they can produce very good stuff. They produce some scoops, in fact. Mm-hmm. It was very interesting reading the blogs last summer during the Beijing Olympics because you had so much information that you couldn't get from the press that had many more, say, hurdles. And on the other hand, you have to know what you read. It's not that because it's online and it's published, let's say, that it's you can quote it as an official source or a reliable source. This said, I think I stand with Hersh. I would say they have enormous potential. Of course, we have to, let's say, take them with granum salis, with a grain of salt.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I was thinking, is this also a reflection of the difference in landscapes between the Italian media landscape and the US, or is that too simplistic? I mean, is it that conservative in Italy?
Blogs are growing in Italy. They sort of the growth sort of slowed down in the last year, 2 years, partly because of the explosion of social networks. Facebook, we got 10 million users in less than 2 years now, out of a 60 million population. So that's a lot in Italy. And Twitter is going great in Italy, even though it has no Italian version. Yeah, that said, I think blogging is still very cherished by readers. What is important to understand is that blogs have what writers call a voice, and this is very appreciated by readers because most newspapers, especially large newspapers, tend to be colder, to be more impersonal. A blog is something like your friend coming there and grabbing you by the arm and telling you, look, this is going on and this is really relevant to you. So I think general news media can learn from that.
Okay, and can it be monetized, do you think, as well in Italy? As, for example, I mean, would there ever be a Huffington Post in Rome, coming out of Rome?
There is not a Huffington Post. There is something called Dagospia, which is a totally different angle from, I mean, the format is different because it's a very, say, we call it gossiparo, so it's a gossip thing, but it actually has a lot of insights and things the guy is actually able to get to information that other writers don't get to. Actually, he's not even a professional journalist, he's a sociologist, so just to say something.
Different angle, that's good.
Yeah, but you're pointing at the business model issue, and that's like the question nowadays. So nobody has one business model. We've been discussing this here, and the answer that is coming up is that there won't be one business model, so there will be several business models. Blogs, of course, are much more sustainable. I mean, you don't have printing, so you just need some ads, and it depends.
Or professional journalists.
Yeah. Or you don't have. Well, sometimes you have a professional journalist, sometimes you don't. But yeah, of course, not all bloggers will be rich. Not all bloggers will be sustainable financially. So.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.